All right. Hello. My name is Gabriel Crawford, and for my humanities project, I have chosen to do research on ancient Rome's civilization and culture and how it has influenced entertainment and pop culture in today's era. The reason why I chose this was because, in my opinion, ancient Roman civilization has been very interesting in terms of the empires that they've had, the emperors, the architecture, the culture, things like that. So this is why I've chosen this. Rome's influence on pop culture. As I said, ancient Rome's history has honestly been the foundation for many stories within the entertainment industry. What I mean by that is that the overall presence of Rome has been filled with, aggression, leadership, you know, coliseums, things like that, things that really kind of drive that, awe factor. Um, from its architecture, forms of art, and its history of empires, it has been a source of inspiration for many aspects of our culture to this day. And two of those aspects I chose to talk about are movies, cinema, film, and video games. So we will be talking about those. One movie I chose to talk about specifically was Gladiator. The movie Gladiator, starring Russell Crowe, is a good example of how ancient Rome influences media. It's a movie made in 2001 that follows a young man who becomes a gladiator to avenge the murders of his family and emperor. The setting of the film is enriched in ancient Roman culture, with there being significant places on set such as the Colosseum Arena and the Imperial Palace. So, yeah, this movie was one of the first ones I chose in terms of it depicting ancient Rome because it's a really good movie and it really kind of captured a lot of characteristics, I would say, of ancient Rome. Obviously, no movie is perfect in terms of, representing, total historical accuracy, but for what it was worth, I feel like this movie was a pretty good example on how ancient Rome was portrayed. Moving on to video games. This is one of my favorites because I am a video gamer. Two video games that have been heavily inspired by Roman history are Rise, Son of Rome, and Assassin's Creed Origins, which Assassin's Creed Origins has a particular part where it was heavily, it had some heavy Roman influence on it. So, Rise, Son of Rome is an adventure video game that is encompassed by an ancient Rome setting, as your character gets to explore the different areas of that time period. In this game, you go around as a character who has joined the army, and you fight different people and things like that. But around you is once again where I think that Roman influence kind of takes place. You have him going over to different empires, trying to fight different warriors and whatnot, you know, and this game just really kind of encompasses that, feeling of ancient Rome civilization where, there was always wars going on, where, there was emperor after emperor. So yeah, the game really encompassed that in that aspect. Now, Assassin's Creed Origins, while this game was more rooted within, I believe, certain Egyptian history, there was a particular part within this game that I had to point out, and the reason why it's in my slides. There's a part where Julius Caesar is assassinated by a group called the Hidden Ones, and I just believe that this was important because this set off certain Roman history, or certain aspects of Roman history. So this scene was very important in terms of this universe that was inspired by these historical events. So these video games definitely serve as intriguing depictions of ancient Rome. So in conclusion, there are many ways in which ancient Rome has contributed to our society. If you look around, at architecture in various cities. The fashion that we have has some Roman-esque type styles, things like that. You can tell that Roman history and Roman just culture in general has definitely had an impact on us. However, the grand production level of movies like Gladiator and the historical enrichment of video games such as Rise Son of Rome allow media and games to be a centerpiece for ancient Roman portrayal. Thank you so much for listening.